We are going to review completing the merchant application and lease agreement paperwork to ensure your merchant receives a merchant account and terminal billed for faster installation and processing of your deal. Page 1 of the EPS merchant application. On the top of the application, please list your name and agent number. Agent numbers help us keep track of the merchant for you. You will also need to have the merchant initial the top upper left corner for credit card processing and the top upper right corner if you are also selling them the EPS 90 Easy Payment Plan. Left column of the merchant application. Please list the business name, doing business as. List name that the merchant would like listed on their customer's statements. The physical business address, P.O. Box is not accepted. City, state, and zip code. List the telephone number. The business number will also be listed on the customer's statements. Please list a cell phone number. This will not be listed on statements but used for office use only as a second contact number for the merchant. List the merchandise and services sold, as in a retail boutique, auto repair, sales, plumbing services, legal services. Right column of the merchant application. Please list the exact legal name. This can be the same as the DBA. Mailing address if different from the physical address. Email address for the merchant contact only. Federal tax ID, and if they do not have one for the primary, owner's social security number can be used as their federal tax ID. Merchant profile. Please list the company's website address. EPS will use this information to pull logos and information for any custom marketing material to provide to the merchant. List the type of ownership. Please list the business as a sole proprietor, partnership, or other. Also list below the type of ownership, the date the business started, or how many years they have been in business. If it is a new business, simply indicate that they are a new business. Has the business or any associated principal been terminated as a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover Network merchant? Check either yes if the merchant has in the past been terminated or no if they have never been accepting credit cards or have never been terminated as a merchant. Has the merchant or any associated principal filed bankruptcy or been subject to any involuntary bankruptcy? Check yes if they have been involved in a bankruptcy, along with the date of the bankruptcy. If the merchant has never filed for bankruptcy, check no. Previous owner. If you are enrolling a business that is simply changing ownership, please list the previous owner's name here. If they're a current merchant of EPS, please also list that merchant ID number. Visa, MasterCard, and Discover Network information. Does the merchant currently accept Visa or MasterCard? And if so, who are they processing through? If the merchant currently accepts credit cards at the business, MasterCard requires EPS to get the most current 3 months of previous processing statements. Providing these statements will give us the information for chargeback ratios. It will also give us the average and high ticket amounts and monthly volume needed to complete this section. Please list how the merchants will run their transactions and the percentage rate that applies to each category. Card swipe, retail location, manually keyed, card not present, mail order, internet shopping, telephone order, call center-based businesses. Owner officer information. List the owner's full name and title. We'll need the social security number of the owner listed and the date of birth, residential address, city, state, and zip code, and the home phone number. EPS would like to have all owners on the agreement, but will need a majority owner with no less than 50% ownership on the account. We also ask that the merchant to rate their credit history. To the right of this section, there is a listing for second ownership information or contact information. If a business owner would like to have his office manager or bookkeeper on the account to call in for basic information, you will need to enter only the contact's name and title in this section. No other information is needed for that contact. References. EPS requires 2 trade references, someone the merchant does business with, listed on the application. It can be a phone service provider, client, or a distributor. EPS also requires a bank reference. You can list the bank from the voided check that is provided for deposit information. Merchant Site Survey Report. Please complete this information to the best of your ability. There is no need to attach photos of the business. However, the more information you provide on this section is better. The merchant location, is it a retail storefront, office building, or residence? the area the business is zoned, commercial business area, industrial area, or residential area. What are the nearest cross streets or highways? Does the merchant own or lease the location? If they do lease the location, please get the landlord's name and phone number. What is the approximate size of the business? Does the amount of inventory and merchandise appear consistent with the business type? And at the bottom of the paperwork, please print your name, sign, and list agent number, and date at the bottom of the application. Page 2 of the Merchant Processing Agreement. This page lists a schedule of all fees that can be charged to the merchant. All fees that EPS can charge are listed on this page. The merchant is authorizing EPS to initiate credits, this is the way that we pay the merchants, and debit authorizations to the merchant's account for any and all fees disclosed. Pricing Schedule A. Discount Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. This amount is taken out of each transaction ran through the terminal. As an example, a retail discount rate of 1.99% on a $100 transaction. Merchant would be charged $1.99 for the discount rate. Authorization fee, 25 cents for a retail account, 35 cents for a Moto. In addition to the discount I just talked about, this fee is taken every time your terminal dials out for an approval number or to batch out the terminal. ACH rejection fee. This is charged only when it applies. The $25 fee is charged when an attempt to make a withdrawal on an account and the fees come back as unpaid, such as NSF, account closed, or stop pay. The chargeback fee, only when it applies, is a $25 fee. This is charged when the cardholder disputes a charge and a chargeback is complete. Administration fee is a $10 monthly fee, which is charged for 24/7 access to our customer server and technical support, and to receive a statement if processing is generated. This fee cannot be waived or altered. Minimum discount fee, only when it applies, is a $25 monthly charge. This fee goes down the more you process. If your discount rate is at 1.99% and you run a $900 sale, the total amount you are charged is $17.91. This amount will be deducted from the monthly minimum fee, leaving a balance owed of $7.09. Wireless fee, only when applies, is a $25 fee charged when you have a wireless terminal. Voice authorization is a 95-cent fee that will be charged each time you contact voice authorization for card issuer approval. You can also contact the number on the back of the card for the voice authorization approval. If your merchant uses this service, they will need to take the approval number given from the voice authorization and manually enter or force the transaction through the terminal with the approval number given. Retrieval fee is a $12 fee, only when applies, charged when a customer calls in requesting information on a purchase. The checking account change fee, $25, is charged when a merchant is needing to update or change the deposit information on file. The Internet gateway fee can be a $10 to $15 monthly fee charge depending on the gateway you choose to set your merchant up with. Voice authorization setup is a one-time charge of $4.95 to be set up in the voice authorization system. Leave all information under debit and authorization fee blank. If you sell PIN-based debit, there is a separate paperwork that will need to be completed for the debit networks. Surcharges, only when applies. Surcharges are calculated from Visa, MasterCard, and Discover interchange, depending on the card type and how each transaction is ran. American Express Merchant ID. If the merchant already has an account with American Express, please list their account number here. The Amex account number can be found on their American Express processing statement. If you would like to have the merchant set up with American Express, there is a single-page application that will need to be completed. Annual fee, also under Section 307A of the Terms of the Agreement. This fee is an $85 fee that will be charged to all active terminals in December of each calendar year, regardless of enrollment time. FMP warranty. The warranty protects the terminal against any damages, fire, stolen, lost, spills, manufacturer defects. This program ensures that you will have minimal downtime as EPS will send out a terminal to replace the damaged unit. Please note that the terminal does come with a 1-year warranty from the manufacturer, but only covers defects and can take up to 3 to 6 weeks for a replacement unit. Please mark this box if the merchant would like to be covered and protected. Please leave the SIC Standard Industry Code box blank. This is for office use only. Please check the appropriate box for the type of merchant account you are issuing. Retail, card present at least 60% of the time, swiping the card through the terminal. A Moto account is key entering or using a shopping cart gateway for running transactions, card not present. Pricing schedule EPS 90. Registration and encryption fee. EPS does not collect on this fee, but you can charge it to the merchant. The fee of $320 is yours, and yes, you can lower or waive that fee. Please check the services the merchant will be using and enter the rate you would like to charge for the EPS 90 conversion with guarantee. 7.5% is what is recommended, and the single check conversion with guarantee. In this section, there is a $10 monthly administration fee and a $25 monthly discount rate. These fees cannot be lowered or waived or altered. EPS 90 information. Please list the average, low, and high ticket amounts that the merchant will be running through the EPS 90-day program. In this section, include the terminal model and reader model that EPS will be reprogramming. To the right of the terminal and reader information, you will find the FMP warranty checkboxes. If you'd like to sign your merchant up for the warranty on their EPS 90 equipment, please check the FMP Warranty 2 terminal box. If you want to cover the Nerite terminal only, please check the 1 terminal box. PCI DSS data and personal guarantee. The merchant must sign the PCI DSS data in both lines of the personal guarantee to complete the application and for EPS to accept the application for processing. The terms of the merchant agreement are 2 pages. We ask that the merchant simply read and initial the bottom of these 2 pages, accepting the terms and conditions of the merchant processing agreement. The LADCO lease non-cancelable equipment finance lease is a total of 4 pages. The first section is requesting information about the merchant's business. Please list the corporate and DBA name, their tax ID, billing address, this is where the merchant would like their correspondence sent to, and a telephone number. Please enter the type of business, whether it is a corporation, partnership, sole proprietorship, or LLC, as well as the years in business. Equipment supplier will always be EPS Electronic Payment Systems. Our telephone number is 1-800-863-5995. Billing address, 6472 South Quebec Street, Englewood, Colorado, 80111. Equipment and payment information. Enter each piece of equipment the merchant will be leasing and the quantity of the equipment, such as a Nerite 8320, 1 piece of equipment, an RDM 6014, 1 piece of equipment. Please also list the lease terms in months, such as 48 months, and the monthly payment the merchant will be seeing deducted from their account, plus any taxes. About your bank information. Please list the bank name, ABA number, and business checking account number. This information will be used for LADCO leasing to deduct their payment. The lease acceptance and the personal guarantee must be signed, the title, printed name, and the date. Below the lease acceptance and the personal guarantee, please list the merchant's home address, city, state, zip code, home telephone number, and their social security number. The next 3 pages are the equipment finance lease terms. Please have your merchant initial and date the bottom of each page accepting to the terms of the lease agreement. Bank disclosure page. This letter is to notify the merchant of compliance and to also make the merchant aware that any funds depositing and debiting to and from the merchant's bank account will be coming from Merrick Bank on behalf of EPS. This merchant information mid-page will need to be completed, and the bottom of this form will need to be signed. Application Addendum. This page will help EPS and our risk management team understand more about the merchant's business and the services they provide. Please describe the services or product offered. This can be salon services, medical services, auto repair, auto body. A brief description, but enough information to advise our risk management on what the merchant is providing. EPS will ask for further documentation if it is not clear on the services or products being sold. As an example, business marketing. What type of marketing? What are they marketing? For businesses, how are the items or services priced? For example, salon services, cuts, $15 and up. Transmission repair, $1,500 depending on length of service. How is the product manufactured? If it is an appliance store, Maytag, GE. If they're an auto repair or salon, it is not applicable. Where is the product or service advertised? Yellow pages, flyers, word of mouth, or website. If the merchant has a website, please list the website address here. The website must be up and operational unless it is a new business and under construction. How is the product ordered or purchased? If it is a retail business, in person. If it's a call center environment, over the phone. How is the product or service delivered? In person, UPS, FedEx, or USPS. What is the business's warranty or refund policy? 30-day refund, in-store credit only, or no refunds? The merchant will need to sign and date the bottom of the application addendum. The terminal order form is very important and will assist our technical support in the file build, our shipping department with the equipment shipping, and our agent relations with proper billing. Please start by placing your agent's office information at the top right of the page. The next few lines will be the business name, address, city, state, and zip code, and the phone number the merchant would like on the terminal receipt. Please list the email address for the merchant. This will allow EPS to send emails to the merchant with any information pertaining to the merchant account, and also for any username or passwords to be set for online access, if they have requested that service. Next, please mark if the merchant will be accepting American Express cards. EPS will automatically complete the setup for Discover cards. On the next line, please tell us how you would like the terminal set up. Retail only, meaning no tip line. Tip function, used most commonly for salons, restaurants, and the service industries. And EBT for the Quest food stamp cards. If the merchant needs to accept the EBT cards, they will need to apply through their local county or parish to accept these card types. Once approved, the merchant will receive a certificate with a certification number. This certificate will need to be faxed to EPS Tech Support to complete the EBT setup. The next section is for the equipment information. Please identify all equipment types and the merchant will be using. For example, if the merchant will be using the EPS 90 program and accepting PIN-based debit, you will need to mark the NAREIT box, enter the model type of 8320, mark the check imager box, and enter the model type 6014 RDM. The next section is used for equipment shipping information. Mark the appropriate box if you need EPS to send the equipment. If you are providing the equipment or if the merchant already has equipment, please check No Shipping. If EPS is sending the equipment, please list how you would like the equipment sent, overnight, second day, or ground. If the address for shipping is different than the address in the first section of the form, please list the correct shipping address. Keep in mind we cannot ship to a P.O. box. If you are needing assistance with the download or file build, please insert that information. Or you can contact our technical support when you are at the merchant's location for assistance with the install. As an example, if you are signing the merchant up for an online gateway through Authorize.net, you can request that EPS build the file for you. We will need to know if the merchant will be using a card reader for a card present account or using the Authorize.net as a card not present account. The last section is used only for additional information. If you want EPS to download multiple merchant accounts to the same terminal, such as a salon, you can list the additional account to be set up in this space. PCI compliance and the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard SAQ Self-Assessment Questionnaire is a form that will need the merchant's signature on the very top line, followed by the printed name of the owner and business name below. EPS will complete the questionnaire with the merchant. ACH form. The merchant will need to provide electronic payment systems the bank account information to post all ACH credit and debits to. EPS is able to accept the bank account information in the form of a commercially imprinted voided check. If a voided check is not available, then a bank letter on bank stationery signed by someone at the bank that we can call and verify the information must include the routing and account number. EPS cannot accept a temporary check or a deposit slip. EPS requires just a few more documents along with the merchant application to complete the approval process. We need a copy of the merchant's business license, a copy of the merchant's driver's license, which will help our processing department with valid residential information, and a copy of 1 month's credit card processing statement. This will assist the underwriting in the approval process. American Express application. Although EPS does not deposit the American Express transactions into the merchant's bank account, we can submit the applications to accept American Express cards and receive a merchant ID number. This process normally takes an additional 12 to 24 hours to add the merchant's account. If the merchant already accepts American Express with a current processor, there is no need to complete this form. Simply place the American Express MID on the second page of the merchant application under Pricing Schedule A. Completing this form is quite simple. The only information that is needed to be completed is the signatures information near the bottom of the page. The merchant will then need to sign the bottom of the page accepting the terms once approved for American Express. The merchant receipt form is for use at your discretion and is to be left as a purchase receipt for your merchant. On this form, you can list any fees you are charging to the merchant for registration, equipment fees, or supplies. This page does not need to be sent in with the merchant application. You have successfully completed your EPS Merchant Service application and LADCO lease agreement. Please fax the application and lease agreement to 877-355-3771.